Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ryan George Fair. So I'm going to call this my experiences with living in a haunted house vlog, having it get cleansed by a third degree high priest and Wicca vlog, who is my friend Jeff McGaney. That I don't talk to anymore, but I would be his friend if I could. He was one of my best friends for 3 years, or 4 years after he came in and did a cleansing of my house. And he's the one that got me into my belief in Wicca and witchcraft. Which is why sometime, about 10 or 11 months ago, I went out to the store and I bought this crystal ball from the store. And I put a Hecate triple goddess symbol on it. See, if you ever see a person, if you ever go to a person's house and they have goddess and god statues, or they have pentagrams on their walls, it doesn't mean that they believe in Satan. It's only satanic if it has a goat in it. Or if you see a person have a pentagram and it has, like, crossing moons on the other side of the pentagram, then that means that they believe in Maiden, Mother, and Crone Hecate, which is the goddess that I pray to. I was in a witchcraft coven for a long time, and I used to say the Hecate goddess of darkest night prayer in my house. And I memorized Wicca for a long time. And they approved my schizophrenia disability in like 3 or 4 weeks. And even though I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, there are about 11 or 12 people on my Ryan Fair Facebook that are real, where some people know where it is. And there's about 17 or 18 of them that don't like me anymore. Like, I don't talk to Jeff McGaney anymore. I don't talk to Jasmine or Brandy anymore. I don't talk to the one Jerry Green, Billy Wesley Fouts, Clint People Coincidence person, or Billy Wesley Fouts. But I talk to this other Jared People Coincidence person. And I sent my second girlfriend, Brooke Dirks, on Ryan George for Rudolph report a friend request, but she denied it. And then this Bailey Connor girl denied my file request. And then this Dan Reichley boy that went to my alternative school, I called his house sometime. And he has a Facebook and an Instagram account. And I sent him a friend request on Facebook, and he never accepted it. And then there's a Damon Winning artist that's in jail for gun charges, and they're two different people that aren't related, but they look the same. And then sometime about a year and a half ago, I went to a girl named Andrea's house. And she cheated on her boyfriend with me, and I had sex with her while she was with another guy. Her boyfriend's name was Dave. And I had sex with Andrea while she was with Dave. I've done that with only 2 girls in my life, where I have sex with girls while they're with other guys. And then, like I said, sometime I would go to houses, and because I'm 7.5, almost 8, and I've been sucked off more than other guys, so I'm sitting there getting blowjobs next to other guys, and things like that. I really wish I could talk to Cody Eisner or Kimmy Meisner, because Cody Eisner was the Baltimore boxer that was in one of my classes in my first public school. And then, see, I was an atheist when I was in my first public school, and I didn't say the Pledge of Allegiance because I was an atheist. But now I believe in a god and a goddess, because of the 10 or 11 people on my Ryan Fair Facebook that are real, and about the 17 or 18 of them that don't like me anymore. Which is why I bought this crystal ball. I used to play with tarot cards, and I memorized witchcraft stuff a long time ago. And sometimes I like to go to places and light bonfires and watch things burn, as a pyromaniac that my first best friend Victor David Hill got me into. But my new best friend is James Colvin. And then I have another best friend named Robert Simpson. who is a boxer on the Gladiator Games YouTube that you can watch. And me and him plan to go to, I plan to go to his house and have threesomes with him on girls. And I'll link a video of him in the description of this video on my Ryan George Fair channel. See, I've never done things with boys before, but I had a first kiss when I was 8 or 9 with a girl named Emma Street at my Aunt Cherry's house. A first girlfriend named Alicia when I was 14 that I fingered when I was young, but we didn't have sex because our parents were always there. A second girlfriend named Brooke Turks. They gave me a blowjob. A third one named Tanya, who was black, that I dated and kissed, hoping it would make Alicia come back with me, but Alicia's with her new boyfriend now. And Alicia cheated on me with a boy named Austin, and she told her black friend Bria that. And I used to have conversations with Alicia and Bria. And I talk to Bria sometimes, but not with Alicia. And then I talked to my fourth girlfriend, Nadia. I don't talk to her, Nadia, anymore. I'm sorry. But I sent her a friend request, and she's getting married to her husband during the coronavirus pandemic. And then I fingered my fifth girlfriend, Sabrina, at my 17th birthday party. Which she's with her husband now, and that was when I was 17, I'm 30 now. And then sometime, about 2 or 3 years ago, my black friend named Ryan Cherry died from the coronavirus, which made me sad. Which is why I got this tattoo. And because I believe in Hecate, I asked for my angel to have black hair when my tattoo artist did it on me in his house. I got this Gemini symbol because I'm a Gemini. I got this Grim Reaper tattoo because I've thought about killing myself 3 times in my life. And I plan to get chest tattoos and wings on my back. I had an allergic reaction to Ritalin medication when I was 7 or 8, when they put me on that for my Tourette syndrome and I would spaz out. And sometime during 2020 when I had my psychosis, I believe that was a reaction to the Haldol injection that they put me on for my Haldol. Plus, I was not prescribed antidepressants, and Alex, my second threesome, who was always with his crazy, schizophrenic, evil girlfriend Courtney that came in and stole from me and brought bed bugs in my house, who thinks he's some kind of hero because he was on Larry King's show. When he's not a hero, he's a thief that stole $10,000 worth of merchandise out of this woman's house. He stole my Xbox, brought bed bugs in my house, and he sleeps with girls like Allison Freeman, who is just a huge bitch, and Courtney Lynn King, who is a crazy schizophrenic girl that is evil, his girlfriend. And I hope they all die painful deaths from the coronavirus, and I'm more famous than Alex. Most of my videos on my Living with Paranoid Schizophrenia channel, my Ryan Aliendo channel, and this Ryan George Fair channel has likes, so I'm more famous than you, Alex. And you might have had sex with more girls than me, but at least I have done threesomes. We did threesomes together. And I had a girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago. I have yet to have sex with 2 girls at once, but I've done threesomes with dudes on the other end. Because when I get with girlfriends, I like to share my girlfriends with my guy friends. And really, once a week on Twitter, there is a new tweet where people want to know what happened to Cheryl. And I have all those precious answers, and Billy Wesley Faust, I don't talk to him anymore, or Gary Lanier. And I never got to talk to Brandon Rogers or anything like that, even though I'm Ryan George Fair, or Jeffree Star, or Chris Crocker, or Kara, even though I like all of them. And I would be their friends with if I could, and I would hang out with them. And maybe we can smoke wild hemp cigarettes or something like that, if I could hang out with Brandon Rogers or things like that. But instead I just talk to Billy Wesley Faust and Gary Lanier. And I'm never going to hear from him again, and that's fine, because I have my new best friend, James Colin. And I talk to my friend Carl James Himes on my Ryan Fair Facebook every now and then. Or my friend James Wheatley, or my friend Mike Brown, or things like that, from my alternative school. I'm gonna go clean out my bowl. I'll be right back. So I'm gonna try and message my 5th girlfriend, Sabrina, today. When I get my disability money, I plan to buy a punching bag for my room. But until then, I'm just going to work out with my weights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm slightly buzzed, so I'm not going to work out heavy right now. So I'm going to call this my experiences with living in a haunted house vlog. When I was 7 or 8, I played with Ouija boards. But I feel Ouija boards aren't toys. I feel like it haunted my house. I would hear knocks in the ceiling. This one Wiccan priest that I talked to told me that my house was haunted with all kinds of demons. There was one point where I felt like I was possessed. And I didn't know much about Wicca or witchcraft. But my Wiccan coven leader, who was a 3rd degree high priest in Wicca, just came in and did a cleansing of the house. And then, like I said, sometime when I was young, a man named Chris said, "If you show me yours, I'll show you mine," to me. When I was, like, 7. And then sometime when I was 30, and sometime when I was, like, 26 or 27, a boy named Matt Beckner from my alternative school attempted to rape me when I was real drunk one night. And then from the time until I was 17, until I was 20 or 21, I sat in this house and watched all my alternative school friends unfriend me. And then finally, I met Jeff McGaney, and he came in and did a cleansing of my dad's house with sage and things like that. And I bought this Wicca for Beginners book that I read. I bought this Hecate crystal ball, and I messaged my friends on Facebook. I'm drinking my coffee. So I really wish I had a new girlfriend. My friend James Colvin is in the other room watching some kind of movie. And my rabbit's in her cage. I don't know where the turtle is. I think he's on the floor. Say hi, Sheldon. Say hi, Sheldon. So I'm happy with my life. So, 9 months ago I had a girlfriend with black hair named Butter that's on my OnCloud410 Instagram. And then let me go on my OnCloud410 Twitter. On July 31st, 2015, there's the Smoke on the Water pool video. On July 20th, 2015, there's the Hall Crips video. On July 16th, 2015, there's the Boss Walk video on James's Twitter. There's me vaping with James. There's the me with my hat video. Coronas and Black and Milds. There's the video of me vaping in my Pontiac Fiero that I had. There's me with my frogs and my rabbit. On my OnCloud410 Twitter. Sometime about 2 or 3 months ago, I added Shirley Phelps Ripper on Facebook, but my messages to her won't go through. The leader of Westboro Baptist. I met Shirley Phelps Ripper sometime when I was like 16 or 17. At my alternative school at a protest, I went to her, and Shirley Phelps Ripper is really short in person. Like, I'm like 6.5 with my length, and I think Shirley is like this tall. So I think she's like 5 inches. 5 feet. She's short, you know? And then down there I'm like 7.5, almost 8. And I've had sex with my second girlfriend, Brooke Dirks, on Brian George for Ripoff Report, sucked me off and I ate her out. I fingered my first girlfriend, Alicia, and then I fingered my 5th girlfriend, Sabrina. I had one girlfriend a year ago named Alexis that I got a videotape of. I had a one-night stand with a girl named Gabby. I got sucked off more than other dudes before and had sex with them. Jay, this boy that I hung out with in New York, said he was going to let me sleep with his girlfriend. But he didn't even do that or let me pay for his ride back home. And then, like I said, 9 months ago, I had a girlfriend with black hair. And really, as Ryan George Fair, I never got anything out of my dark situation. I would just sit in this house, deal with mean messages from my dad, George. Sometimes I would get in arguments with my friends. And I never talked to Brandon Rogers. Or anybody, but I made friends with Michael Erskine Keisha, the guy in the Triple Aid videos. And then sometime about 3 or 4 years ago, there was that guy that made they quoted the Jeffree Star cultural video. And he was arrested for that. And see, I knew Billy Wesley Fouts. He was my best friend, and I used to hang out with him and Gary, but I never met Brandon Rogers or anything like that. And now I hang out with my friend James Colvin. He's in the other room watching a movie. And then there's a Carl James Himes boy on my One Ryan Fair Facebook that I had a conversation with sometime like 9 months ago. And then my dad's girlfriend is named Margie Robichaud, and she calls herself Gigi, and her sister is named Jeanette. And people can meet and interact with these people, coincidence people, even though I'm a paranoid schizophrenic interest with epilepsy sufferer. And see, I work out, and I've never gotten abs, and I've tried to get abs. But when I stand up, like, really straight, I'm average body type. It's not like I'm muscular, but I feel like this part of my body is nice. But I have, like, an average body type, you know what I mean? I'm not fat, but I'm not muscular. And if you guys want to see me play a silly Westboro Baptist Church character, I made this God Hates Gays shirt where I play a silly Westboro Baptist Church character on Ryan Phelps River, a channel that I opened up that only has one subscriber, where I pretend to be a former Westboro Baptist Church member. But I'm really Ryan George Fair. And my friend James Coleman is here, and he's just doing something in the sink. I'm having sex hallucinations in my feet. And see, when I did witchcraft, I used to go behind the woods behind my grandma's house and do things. And things like that, and hang out with people when I was young. I'm trying to think of one of the very first coincidence people I noticed that became real. I think one of the very first coincidence people that I noticed that became real was the boy named Dan Reichley that went to my alternative school, and then this Damon Winning artist. And then sometime when I was like 26 or 27, it was when I noticed Bailey Connor and then Brooke Dirks. And then sometime when I was like 26 or 25, I think I was 25 is when I met Jared Green. But I don't talk to the one Jared Green, Billy Wesley Fouts, Clan People Coincidence person anymore. But I talk to the other Jared Billy Wesley Fouts, Clan People Coincidence person on my Ryan Logan Winning Facebook. And then, see, I met Carl James Himes in my first alternative score, Carl, who was one of my good friends. And then when I was 21 or 22, is when I went to my, or when I was like 19 or 20, is when I went met to my next alternative school and I met James Colvin, who is my friend who is here in the other room. That makes me believe in Hecate and Zeus. See, what I believe is that witchcraft is something that anybody can practice. But see, I did intense witchcraft and I memorized candle colors. Like, I know that blue is a goddess color, and I think gray. I think gold is a Zeus color. But I have to do my Wicca studying. I put it off for a long time, but I have this Wicca for Beginners book. I mean, I used to meditate with candles on the floor and things like that. And make circles. And this is going on 28 minutes. And it is 2:18 p.m. My dad went over to Margie Robichaux's house. I think he's staying the night there. And it is Saturday, June 25th, 2022. And it is 2:18 p.m. So everybody's good. Much love and peace to everybody out there in the YouTube world. I'm from Ryan George Fair.